Hi, so we're going to be finishing up our protein preparation. We have lysate that has been shaking overnight, or has been rocking overnight. You can see that we have our resin that's on the bottom, and hopefully all of our protein is stuck to that, and the rest of our lysate is in there. So we're going to collect that pink stuff that has all of our protein, and we're going to get our protein off of our beads. So in order to do that, we have these little columns, these flow-through columns. I've already labeled them, and these ones are all ready to go. But usually there's this little white thing in here, or it doesn't start off with that. We just have an empty tube, and we just put one in there, and then I take this little ramrod and push it down. And that is what stops our resin from going all the way through. So then we just want to chop off the top of these. So hopefully these scissors work. Looks like they do. And we're just going to pop them in. So I actually realize now that I forgot to chop off the bottoms of my tube, so I'll just do that real quick. And the reason you want to do this is so that it has enough of an opening so that the flow comes out fast enough and you're not waiting around forever and ever for your liquid to flow through. So now that that's good to go, all I got to do is make sure that my samples match up with what is what. So we have our Cree. So, I don't know if you remember, but the Cree only has a MIC tag, not a his tag, so we should not see any protein from this sample. And if we do, then we know that we've done something wrong. So, according to the sequence, this does not have a his tag. So I'm just going to slowly pour that one on. And we're not going to see it go anywhere. What we have to do is a little trick to make it start flowing through. And then our 605, gotta shake that up a little bit. And you want to make sure that everything's well suspended before you pour it off. Otherwise, you'll just pour your lysate and all of your resin will just remain back in that tube, and it might just come off as a clump, which is no good. So I almost forgot about that one. Just resuspend it. Make sure it's really resuspended. And then pour it on in. Two more samples. So those are our two alpha bodies that do have his tags that we just poured on. And now we're doing our, hopefully we're doing our coast precipitation here. So this has the alpha body which has a his tag, and it also has the Cree which does not have a his tag, but which we hope to see a band because we're hoping to see an interaction between the two proteins. So we're going to pour that over our column. And same with this, we have another alpha body with a his tag, and our Cree does not have a his tag, just a MIC tag. So we're hoping to get a co-purification of the Cree along with that alpha body. So now all of our liquid is poured into here, but it's not flowing, which we're about to deal with right now. So in order to get it flowing, we're going to come over here to the, well, it looks like it got moved on me, so we're going to come all the way around here to the vacuum, and we're going to turn on, let's see here, our vacuum, and we want to do this so that the liquids don't get sucked into the vacuum system. In order to get this started, we're just going to give a quick little blast of vacuum right there. You want to watch, so you don't want to have it go too much. So, oh, there we go, and now it's flowing. I'm going to drop it. You can see it's dropping pretty quickly. I'm going to put it back into our 24 well block, and I've drilled holes in here so it can just flow right out. So I'm just going to do that same for the rest of them. And you need to be careful here because it's kind of precariously balanced. It'd be really easy to knock everything over and lose all of your samples. So again, we're just going to kind of, I don't try to seal it completely because that might mess up how it settles and flows. So got a couple more here. There we go. So I'm dripping a little bit all over the place, and you can see that I'm getting some liquid in there. So I can just kind of drain that, and now the samples that I've started running so far are really moving. So there we go. And then our last one. And once this gets started with the vacuum, we don't need to do anything else. It'll run for the rest of the time. Oh. So that one is a little bit too much there. You got to be careful of that one. You always want to make sure that there's a little crack in between it. That was a little bit too big there. So we're going to empty that tube out, and I'm going to shut off the vacuum. It's back there. And we're going to head back over to our desk, where we're going to pour the rest of our protein sample onto the columns. Being sure to keep in mind which samples are which. So we're going to pour the rest of our crayon. Rest of the first apple body. I'm calling this sample 605. Oh, and I forgot, you can see that I forgot to resuspend there, so I got the pellet stayed behind, so I'm going to resuspend now. But that's okay, and I'm saving these because I do have a lot of residual stuff in these tubes. And here we go, again, you can see that pink. And I'm going to rinse these tubes out with PBS, and then we're going to be able to get the rest of our material. And we're going to hold off, let these drain a little bit longer, and we'll come back in a quick second.